Yo, what's up, guys? The 25-26 season is finally here. And what a start for the Toronto Raptors. Absolutely beating down the Atlanta Hawks tonight, 138-118. Now, guys, what a great performance for the first game of the season for the Toronto Raptors. Now, we finally get to see the Raptors starting five with Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, and Jakob Poeltl. And man, oh man, they were very impressive tonight, that starting five. Even the bench was very impressive tonight for the Raptors. Now, the Raptors and Atlanta, both of them were trading blows left and right. Both teams were scoring at will. It was a very fast-paced first half for the Raptors and Hawks. The Raptors started off really well. RJ Barrett started off the first quarter with 10 points, leading all scorers for the Raptors in the first quarter. He was really starting off the game well. I liked how Brandon Ingram started off the game. Brandon Ingram had 6 points in that first quarter from 3 for 6 from the field. He was playing really well. Scotty Barnes had 4 points, 3 assists. So Scotty Barnes continue to facilitate the basketball. That's going to be one of the key attributes for Scotty this year, guys, is facilitating the basketball, moving the ball around, finding open teammates, taking the ball to the lane. And Scotty did a really good job of that tonight, guys. And Atlanta was really pressing the Raptors. You had Jalen Johnson, who had a really solid first quarter, 10 minutes. He had 12 points, 4 for 8 from the field. He was really busting the Raptors' chops in the first half. You even had the young kid, Rasisier, the second-year pro out of Spain. He's a nice young player, too. He was making the Raptors' life very difficult at times in the first half and to start the second half, guys. But the Raptors were really commanding in this first half, guys. Really doing a good job scoring-wise. Defensively, obviously, the Raptors had a few lulls defensively in that first half, but offensively, the entire first half and the entire game in general, the Raptors' offense looked really, really solid, guys, I would say. After that first quarter, the Raptors were shooting like 54%, 44% from the three-point land, guys. But the most frustrating thing was the Raptors weren't getting into foul trouble, of course. Atlanta was taking it to the hole a lot of the times and getting to the line. That was the most frustrating thing I felt in this game, especially in the first half, was that Atlanta was getting to the line. Atlanta was 13 for 15 in the first quarter alone. Like, that's insane. And the Raptors only got to the line once. So the whistle wasn't going the Raptors' way in that first half. It was going Atlanta's way. But the Raptors were able to find a way, guys, in that second half. They were doing a really good job, guys. I liked what I saw from the Raptors, to go into that, go into halftime, guys. You had 3 guys in double figures. You had Scotty, RJ, and Ingram, all with 12 points, guys, in that first half. Really moving the ball well. I loved what I saw from those 3 guys. Really liked what I saw. And then you had Grady Dick coming off the bench. You had Sandro Mamu coming off the bench. Those guys were doing a really good job. Jamal Shed was doing some really good job on defense, productive on offense with great passes. So the guys were doing a great job on both sides of the ball. But in that third quarter, man, oh man, the Raptors really stepped it up defensively in that third quarter. They locked it down defensively. Atlanta was missing shots, even wide open shots, due to the fact that the Raptors defense was all over them, making switches. I loved what I saw from this defense tonight, guys, on the Raptors side of the ball. It was really impressive to watch. And then watching the Raptors transition on offense, with the fast break quickly. He thrives on the fast break, guys, with the three-pointer. Scotty driving it to the lane. Brandon Ingram doing the same thing. So that's going to be one key attribute for the Raptors this year, guys, is pushing in transition off the ball there and finding guys open for threes and driving it to the lane and getting the open shots, guys. Really impressive from what I saw from this Raptors team tonight, guys. Really solid job by the team tonight. So in this game tonight, guys, you had Scotty Barnes finishing off with 22 points. You had Ingram with 16, Jakob Poeltl with 14, Quickley with 13, Dick with 21, RJ with 25, Shed with 10. You had 7 Raptors in double figures. It was an incredible offensive display. Now, it's only one game, I get it, but Atlanta's a good young team. They got some really good young players. And obviously, they added a guy like Porzingis this offseason. He's a big guy, who could score, spread the floor around. So Atlanta's got some good players, but the Raptors tonight just imposed their will on the Hawks tonight, guys. Just very impressive to see tonight by the Raptors. And the Raptors, guys, they only shot 6 for 24 from the 3. We were missing some young players like Colin Murray-Boyles, of course, no Jacoby Walter. And this is what the Raptors were doing against a good young team like the Hawks. It was very impressive to watch, guys. So having 7 Raptors in double figures, playing tight defensively, not making many three-pointers, but finding a way to get baskets, guys. The Raptors dominated in the paint, guys. The Raptors were absolutely spectacular in the paint. 86 points in the paint compared to Atlanta's 56. So the Raptors were incredible down low in the post. Just really solid to see. 57% from the field. That's always good to see, guys. Obviously, the Raptors can limit the turnovers. 19 turnovers. That is a shit ton of turnovers, but 34 fast break points. That's what I was just mentioning. In transition, finding guys open up the court. The Raptors did that quite a few times tonight, guys. Finding the open man up the court. Solid job in them. 22 points off turnovers. This is great shit to see, guys, in the first game of the season. Now, in the entire season as a whole, I think this Raptors team could compete for a top 6 spot, guys. I think we have the talent. The starting 5 is good. We got the depth on the bench. I don't see why the Raptors can't get a top 6 spot in the NBA. You obviously have Jason Tatum out with a torn Achilles. Tyrese Halliburton's out with a torn Achilles. So, Boston and Indiana might regress a little bit. Indiana also lost Miles Turner going to the Milwaukee Bucks. So that's going to really hurt them. I think Orlando's going to take a step up. I think they're going to be a solid team. Who knows what happens with the Philadelphia 76ers after having a horrendous year last year. I don't think Joel Embiid is starting the season. So that is not a good sign for the Sixers. But we obviously know you're going to have the Cleveland up there, the New York Knicks up there. Those guys are going to be good. Milwaukee's probably going to be better now with the addition of Turner and obviously Giannis being a superstar. But the Raptors can easily compete for a 4, 5, 6 spot in the Eastern Conference, guys. I think they have the team. They got the depth now. Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, these guys can score. Scotty's mature. Grady Dick, on top of it all, his 3rd year in the league, guys, getting 21 points off the bench. Like, Grady Dick was very impressive tonight. With Brandon Ingram now here, RJ Barrett has to start in the number 2 spot. Grady Dick's not going to play as much. He's going to earn his minutes. And Grady had a great start to the year last year, if you guys recall. He was spectacular to start the year. Obviously, he got hurt at the end of the year, missed a bunch of time at the end of the year. But Grady Dick is a great addition off the bench for this team. Obviously, not starting for the team now this year, like I mentioned. But having him come off the bench and an X-Factor role like he had tonight, guys, 21 points, like I mentioned. It's really going to be impressive to see how this team, matures over the season. You can see that Jamal Shed, another year under his belt, he's going to improve as a player, I think. Jonathan Mobile's going to improve as a player. These guys are all going to progress as the season goes along, guys. And you got a great scorer now in Brandon Ingram. You got RJ Barrett. These guys are going to score at will. Jakob Poeltl, who's a double-double machine last year. I think he'll continue to do that this year. And, guys, if the Raptors continue to play this way for 82 games and stay healthy, there is no reason why this team cannot be in a playoff spot, guys. But, guys, tell me your thoughts and opinions about this ball game tonight. Impressive performance by the Raptors on both sides of the floor tonight, guys. Really solid performance. The NBA season's underway now, guys. Tell me your thoughts and opinions. Thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, if you like this video, subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Raptors, go as always, guys. Remember, if you do not watch sports or more. Ciao, guys.